The martial arts movie genre is, in itself, a subgenre of the action movie genre. But what exactly is a martial arts movie? Simply put, it's a movie where the story is mainly driven by one or more fights that are central to the plot and the storytelling. Some classic examples? Think Police Story and Ombak, Van Damme's Bloodsport, Seagal's Above the Law, and even Stallone's Rocky movies. Now, let's break down the three main martial arts movie subgenres. First up, Wuxia movies. The word Wuxia literally means martial heroes. In these films, the heroes were usually experts with the sword and possessed almost supernatural abilities and skills. They were typically on a mission of revenge or atonement. Fun fact, the very first Wuxia movie was, as a matter of fact, the first major martial arts movie ever, The Burning of the Red Lotus Temple. It was first serialized from 1921 to 1928, and then adapted into a film in 1928. And in those early days, the male hero was often played by a woman dressed as a man. Then, in 1965, Shaw Brothers Studio produced a film widely considered their first major wuxia hit, Temple of the Red Lotus, and its sequel, The Twin Swords. A third film, The Sword and the Lute, followed in 1967. All three films starred future superstars Jimmy Wang Yu and Chong Yi. But the real game-changer came later in 1967, when the future legendary director Chong Che teamed up with Jimmy Wang Yu and Shaw Studio to release the record-breaking classic, The One-Armed Swordsman. The success of this movie would take wuxia to unprecedented heights, and it would stay there for years to come. Then, in 1970, a movie named The Chinese Boxer, later released in the West as The Hammer of God, and starring Jimmy Wang Yu, exploded onto Hong Kong cinema screens. The concept was quite different from the typical wuxia movies of the time. The story was a simple one of revenge, and the hero was an average man with extraordinary kung fu fighting skills, forced into defending and avenging the oppressed. The audiences loved it. The kung fu action movie was born. But 1 year later, in 1971, the entire landscape of martial arts cinema would be forever changed with the release of The Big Boss, starring Bruce Lee. The kung fu action in this movie was unlike anything anyone had seen before. There were no gimmicks, the fights were raw, natural, and visceral. With this and his subsequent films, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, and Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee not only cemented his own legacy, but forever established the global popularity of martial arts movies. Following Bruce Lee's untimely passing in 1973, Hong Kong studios scrambled to find a new heir to the throne. The survival of the genre felt like it was at stake. What happened next was unprecedented. The exact numbers aren't known, some say hundreds, others swear thousands, but Bruce Lee imitators, known as clones, flooded theaters with movies that became known by the moniker Bruceploitation films. Needless to say, none of them came close to the original. The future of martial arts cinema was looking uncertain.
Right. Something else. Let's see you try the water technique. Ha! Ha! Ha!
After years of declining box office numbers, the Hong Kong industry was desperate for something spectacular to bring audiences back. In 1978, their prayers were answered with a movie called Snake in the Eagle's Shadow, starring Jackie Chan. This film gave us an underdog hero with no fighting skills, pitted him against a ruthless kung fu master, threw in an old teacher to train him, and, most importantly, infused comedy directly into the fight scenes. Those ingredients created what we now know as kung fu action comedy. The Hong Kong movie industry was revitalized overnight. The release of Snake in the Eagle's Shadow and its follow-up Drunken Master, both in 1978, with almost the same cast and crew, utilized this winning formula that audiences willingly gave their blessings to. Almost immediately, The market was flooded with films using the same formula. Some were more successful than others, but the most important thing was that moviegoers were satisfied and spending their money again.
Well, that's good. We'll settle things. Now you're here.
These three subgenres are considered the most popular and foundational in martial arts cinema. However, there are others we plan to cover in a more in-depth video soon. Some of those include samurai, Shaolin, ninja, karate, and gun fu films, all of which coexisted alongside the main three. Going forward, I sincerely hope this video helped you with the classification of the different subgenres in martial arts movies. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your favorite examples. Thank you for watching, and may the Fu be with you.